Hello again, everybody. Harry Boxer, the technical trader at the techtrader.com. It's Thursday, May the 25th. These are the charts of the day. And as we do every Thursday, a review of the swing trades of the last several weeks, whichever ones are still active. Alphabetically, we start off with AMAM, which had that big pop and coil between December and February. In February, early March, a big run up, taking it from literally $1.28, spiking up to 1307 at one point, and then going sideways in a what I would call an ascending bull coil, holding that 50-period moving average the entire time. When it broke out here, we put a swing on it. It backed off and moved again, and today backed off with the market. But it looks like something that has potential for 2021. APLS, an older swing that we put out in April when it popped out and eventually made my targets, had a pretty negative reversal day today, but it did come way off the lows of 76 to finish 84. It was still down 250, something to keep an eye on. If it takes today's high out, then we're looking at a $100 stock. APP popped and broke out and pulled back for a couple of days and consolidated, at which point we put a swing on it. It moved from the low 20s to the mid 20s, got up to 25.69 today, but reversed a couple points and finished with a negative reversal day. Keep an eye on this one. It may fill that gap or even go lower, but I still think it's eventually a $30 stock. APYX broke out of a beautiful coiling base pattern with a double top, blew through it 2 weeks ago and stalled, but then kept going up. Looks to me like a $7.50 stock coming up. That's my target. ARCT broke out of a beautiful base that took a year to develop, exploded, pulled the flag out, and then when it broke out, we put a swing on it and made the target and pulled back. Not a good day today for that one either. Kind of a negative reversal day. Key support now 24.5, 5 range. Target will be a retest of 33 3/4 and then looking at 39.40. Cgnt broke out of a base and it's been moved sideways for 4 or 5 weeks, almost 2 months now, and it's coiling. I need that or flagging. It needs to break out of that flag and run, and if it does, it's a $5.50 stock, I think. CRISPR popped and we put a swing on it, then pulled back and formed a nice little falling wedge that held the moving average. It then went vertical for about 24 points and dropped down. Broke out again, retested, double topped, and backed off again. So what we want to do is see if it holds the trend line, lateral price support, and the moving average, all of which come in around 60, 60.5. That's your support. Your resistance target is 71, 79, 85. Carvana broke out of the long-term declining top sign after exploding and then pulling back. It formed the base and broke out. Now it's flagging. I like the overall potential look of it. This last move was about 7 points. If we do get another 7-point move from here, you're looking at 17, and that would coincide with that area right up there, about 16.5, 17. DraftKings broke out of a base, pulled back a wedge, and then broke out again. Through the double top is where I gave the buy signal and swing pick and ran up hard, pulled back, popped again and pulled back. Still looking for more upside. Eventually, I think it's a near to $30 stock. EDIT popped, we put a swing on it, it pulled back and flag and broke out again. Now it's pulled back yet again. Is there a fifth wave in it? If that does occur, 11 3/4, 12 is your target zone. GSIT with explosive move, pulled back wedge, popped again, double topped and backed off, forming a big wedge pattern. If it breaks out of this wedge, this could be something in the low teens. This could double from here. IMGN, explosive breakaway gap, and then a stall for a couple of days. We put a swing on it. It's moved up a little bit. Tagged 1491, just short of my 15 target. Next target is 16.5 and 18.5. IMVT broke through a double top after flagging here and ran up to the first target in the 24 zone and backed off. Next target is 27.28. INOD, spike, breakaway, snapback, wedge, breakout, flag, or wedge itself. There's resistance up here at about 10.5 3/4 back from here. Any break through that, and the stock tend to be low to mid-teens, maybe even 14 or 15. IONQ broke out, but has had a really strong move, and now after 5 waves up, had a big reversal day today. Be careful of that one as well. Eventually, though, if it consolidates in this zone, we might see 13 or 14. Joby broke out of an inverse head and shoulders and went to the first target zone before backing off. You can see it's consolidating in this zone between 5 and 5 3/4. Next target 6.15 and 7. LAZR, which was a failed swing here because it broke down after the Mercedes contract spiked it. Then settled into a couple month consolidation, a breakout and a pullback. Looks like it's emerging again, my opinion. If it gets through 736, I would look for about 8 3/4 and 10. NERV breaks out of a base, forms a little wedge, explodes, pulls back and forms a larger wedge. Right in there. Love to see that one hold the 5, 10, 20 zone, and then break out of the 735 area, sending it into the 8, 9 zone, maybe even as high as 11 or 12. NNOX, our swing remains. It's still holding. Fabulous chart. If that consolidation breaks out, this is going to go vertical to 25, 28. NTNX had a huge day today. I put a swing on it. That breakaway gap and volume of 7 million had me interested. You can see the entire falling wedge broke out as well. I'm now looking for a move that takes it to 33 and 39. Nvda with a monster in the midway today, got up as high as 399.50, backed off about 15 points, but finished up 72.51 or 24% on 168 million shares. That's what I call a breakaway. I'm looking for a move to 415.20, 450, and as high as 490. SANA popped, flagged, we put a swing on it, and then went to the target and pulled back hard this week. Like to see it hold here. The fifth wave could take it to 9, 9.5. UIS, which broke a long-term declining top line, but just barely so, and the volume isn't strong enough, has me now reconsidering whether this is the trade I want to be in. But I would hold it unless it breaks 375.80, and a move above 455 might get you up to 6 1/4, maybe even eventually as high as 8. Let's look at some of the hot stocks and some of the swing trades that we've put on the last few weeks. Many of them still looking pretty good. Good night.